Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I trust you're having a decent day. So what we have been expecting to happen has obviously started happening right now at the Glass House, which is the NFF's headquarters in Abuja. And it seems like, a lot of actions are being taken right now to take away the people that are stopping our football from progressing. So obviously, it started with the NSC, which is a bigger body to the NFF, directly answerable to the president, um, deciding to tell the NFF that they don't want them again. That's the leaders, the Ibrahim Gusso and the rest, that they have to step aside for 3 months. That's that's how today actually started, and then this evening, we are hearing that the NFF has asked the Super Falcons coaching staff to step down. And of course, Coach Madugu and his backroom staff will be stepping down from that, from the position, leaving the office vacant for them to look for another person. Um, but from the update that's coming out, uh, Coach Madugu, although there are many reports, some are saying that Madugu was fired, while others are saying that he resigned, immediately before he was sacked officially, right? So he said that he was not doing again. He tendered his resignation and then left the office. And a few hours later, the NFF now decided that they have to also tell his backroom staff to step aside and leave their offices. So this is what you call a fire on the mountain right now in the NFF's office. Mind you, they were supposed to have their meeting. They were supposed to have their election in September, a general assembly meeting, which was also um, supposed to serve as a platform for them to do their election and reshuffle. Ibrahim Gusso, who's the president of the NFF, was even looking at running for another term for another 4 years, which would have been a disaster because obviously seen what uh, we have seen that we didn't achieve much, in the last 4 years of his tenureship. But the NS is stepping in now to evacuate everybody. It's actually funny because while the NSC are hunting the NFF, the NFF are hunting the Super Falcons coaching staff. And if you go to social media right now, this is flying everywhere. Nigerians are reacting to this situation right now. People are asking the question, why is NFF even still why do they still have the power to fire or ask the Super Falcons management staff to step down? Shouldn't they, relinquish the power and step aside just like the NSC told them to, at least for the next 3 months, based on what the NSC told them? Was actually quite funny. Just kind of summarizes the situation of the country, just how our football is at the moment. Our football is nothing to write home about. We don't even know who is calling the shots. We don't know who is making uh who's making the call. Yes, we know that okay, the NSC was set aside as a bigger body that would be directly that would um that would be sort of looking over NFF, or how do I put it? That would be connecting NFF to the presidency, and then there will be a head of NFF, right? So that if there's anything that NFF do not have the power to implement, they are going to be the ones to help them talk to the president, and then they can make that thing work. So that was obviously the reason why the NSC was formulated. So they are technically bigger than the NFF. But backstory to the whole gist, because a lot of things actually happened. A whole lot of things actually happened in the last 24 hours. Should I say last 12 hours? Because from the story, when it happened, when the NSC asked the NFF board to step down, and in fact, they first of all asked them not to hold their meeting that's coming up on, I think, 27th of September, and then told them that they would be leaving their offices, leaving their positions for the next 3 months. That they will fill those offices with another set of staff that they will employ by themselves. And you know, the reports then circulated that Amoju Pinnick was the man that was going to lead this new staff, this new, um, should I call it incumbent staff, makeshift staff. He was the one that was in line to actually lead them. But then some top members in the NSC stood up against the idea of involving Pinnick as the leader of this new staff. So that was how uh, Pinnick was removed, based on the story that Guardian gave us this morning. So there have been a lot of activities going on, a lot of highs and lows, you know, in the glass house at this moment. And um, you know, when I saw that Pinnick was going to be involved, or that he was initially even being considered to be involved in the, you know, the group of officials that would lead NFL for the next 2 months, I was now wondering, is it only Pinnick and these other guys, Gussaud and the rest, that we have as the leaders? Don't we have other guys, other new qualified faces, younger people who can actually you know, get these jobs and deliver in the office? Really, because it's something that really worries me a lot. It's something that worries me, and I'm sure it worries a lot of Nigerians, that we are just going in circles. Amoju Pinnick served for God knows how many years. I think more than he served for more than one tenure, if I'm not mistaken. And then with everything that happened during his tenure, the whole corruption issue and all of that, he is now the one that they are even thinking of going back to, recycling back to handle the federation for the next 3 months. It does not make any sense. We need to we seriously need to find other people, fresh faces, people that can actually come into the glass house and make impact. People that have a clean record, right? That's what we should be looking at. And one man has been tipped to come in and do some great things with the NFF, and that man is a former Chelsea scouting head. This man right here, Michael Emenalo. A lot of people believe that he can actually do some great things with the NFF if he's being given the chance to do so. But the question is Michael Emenalo even interested in taking up this role? Is he interested in is he is he interested in taking up this role as a, you know, as a head of the NFF or NSC? That's another question. And if he's even interested, there's another question of, will these people at the top really allow him to do his work there as the administrator of the NFF? That's also another question, which in my mind I'm thinking it's going to be impossible. I don't think it's possible, except we find a way to sweep out all of these guys that are in the office, these guys that are making the shots, who know nothing about football. They are the ones killing our game. They are the ones killing the they are the ones, you know, killing football in Nigeria, in the women's category, in men's category. They are the ones that are responsible. You know, they are just um, hungry for power, hungry for money, basically trying to enrich their pockets and their families. I think that's just how it's been, you know. That's just how it's been. We've not really seen some good work that you can say, yes, this is a selfless work that these people have done to really progress the football in the country. So that's what's happening right now. It's actually a very very interesting day in the NFF. You know, at their general office in Abuja, Glass House. You know, a lot of things are transpiring as we speak right now. Um, there's even a report from from one journalist, a very trusted journalist, saying that the NSC did not take permission from FIFA to to evacuate the NFF's staff. That is, they did not take permission from FIFA to disband Ibrahim Gusso and his friends and his staff, you know, at the NFF helm. And that's another issue because what we heard in the morning is that the NSC has cancelled the September 27 general election, which NFF were already planning to hold and decide for themselves how they are going to share the positions and all of that. Ibrahim Gusso, of course, thinking about running for the second term, right? Uh, but then, they were blocked by the NSC, which is a bigger body. But the NSC, even though they have the power and the right over the NFF, they still need to consult with FIFA and tell FIFA beforehand that, see, we are trying to do some restructuring in our footballing industry. So we want this set of these current leaders of the NFF to step aside for a little bit, and then we are going to find a makeshift staff to fill that place for the next 3 months because our football is no longer making sense anymore. We want to see how we can tweak it to start getting to improve our football, to start getting the result, to start being better, to put Nigeria where it needs to be at the top, you know. So this is something that NSC also has to inquire and get that permission from FIFA. So reports earlier on said that they actually collected that permission from FIFA, although this was a speculation, right? That they spoke with that FIFA gave the go ahead because Infantino was because because what's it called? Because the NFF and NSC are supporting Infantino in his quest to run for re-election, right? So Infantino has accepted that the NSC um, should tell the NFF to step aside, but that was actually a speculation. And right now, from a very credible journalist, is saying that he got across um, to one of the officials of FIFA. This journalist is a very top journalist that's connected to FIFA. In fact, I think he's a correspondent uh, of FIFA to Nigeria. So he said that he contacted somebody, a very top official in the FIFA, um, in FIFA, and the person told him that they've not received anything from NSC, or NSC did not tell them anything, or that they want to tell the NFF's staff to step aside for them to bring in new people for the next 3 months and see how it goes. So that is obviously a confirmation that the NSC have also not done things right because a a FIFA journalist to Nigeria is confirming that the NSC did not take permission before unseating the NFF. So you guys can see that there's a huge misunderstanding in this whole thing, right? From the NSC, who's supposedly the top hierarchy, the leader, taking orders from the presidency itself, to now the NFF, who are receiving the wrath of the NSC, and now the NFF are also sending their own wrath on the Super Falcons coaching staff, telling them to resign immediately. So it's just a big mess. It's a big ball of mess right now in Nigerian footballing industry at the Glass House right now. But You guys can tell me what you think about this whole thing. I think what we can take from it is, I think we can take a lot of positives, if you ask me, from this whole story, because at least we are starting to see some changes being made. We are starting to see some changes being made in the hierarchy, in the top hierarchy of the football industry in Nigeria, which is what we all have been crying for. This is what we have been craving for. We want to see some changes, although it's not happening the way that we want it, because I'm sure every Nigerian wants everybody to just go. It's not like NFF. Okay, NFF tell Coach Madugu and his Super Falcons coaching staff to go. No, we want the NFF themselves to go, not not them be giving order. We want them to go as alongside these other, for example, Super Falcons staff. We want everybody to go. We just want a clean sweep of this industry and replacement with some new faces who are actually tested and proven and can bring us results and are free of what's it called, um, are free of selfishness, are free of corruption. They have a clean slate. They are pure footballing enthusiasts. They've acquired uh, the necessary degrees, qualification, and whatever it is that it takes to be there. We have all these people. We definitely have these people right there. Some of them are not even in the country. Some of them are in the UK. Some are in different European countries, studying, learning about football administration, doing the right thing, progressing through the hierarchies just to make themselves better, to prepare themselves for these kinds of opportunity. Although at the end of the day, some of them do not end up coming to Nigeria, to NFF or NSC, because they will not even accept them, right? Because when they come back, they now have too much, too much, too much qualifications in their CV. They have too much qualification that they will now start to intimidate these people occupying the spaces at the NFF and NSC, and they will be scared of them, right? So when these people come along, they will not want to give them roles. They will not want to give them jobs because they are scared of their qualifications. They'll not be like, so you want to come and you want to come and make me lose my job? Is that what you're coming for? So we see that these people end up not getting the jobs in Nigeria because the people at the top there, people calling the shot, they are all corrupt. That's just the situation of Nigeria. But hopefully this is a start of something tremendous. This is a start of a big reformation in the Nigerian footballing sector, and by the grace of God, we'll just see how it unfolds, follow everything, and hope that the all the corrupt people are being pushed out. It's not just about the coaches and coaching staff. Those ones, they are even they tried their best, right? So everybody saw the matches. We saw how it transpired. Okay, flaws are out there for you to see on the screen. Maybe pattern or tactics or strategy or philosophy or substitution, the way the coach makes a substitution, all those, you can see those ones. It's very clear, right? The coach doesn't do well, you can fire him, but I don't think the coach is our problem. The coach and the coaching staff should be the least of our problems, because it's easy for you to fire coach. It's easy for you to employ a new coach that has the philosophy that you want, but it's very difficult for you to spot out these people higher up there to to fire them. Even if you can spot them, how do you fire them? How do you really even fire these people? Because these people are the ones closer to the presidency. They are closer to the people giving the jobs, right? Some of them are even the ones giving the jobs. So how do you now make these people go away? That's where it becomes very difficult, right? That is where it becomes very difficult. So I feel a little bit sad for Coach Madugu because, yeah, he did his best. He's not a loser. You can hit your chest and say that he tried, even though a lot of people might argue that that the WAFCON that he won was already set on a plate for him by the previous foreign coach. But we've seen people who they serve them a plate, like serve them dishes, on a platter, and they are still not able to win. It has happened. It's still happening, right? For example, now Man City do no longer have Guardiola, and we saw the community shield that was played over this past weekend, and we saw how the new coach Maresca was trashed by Arsenal, 3 goals to 0. So he has a squad, right? That Guardiola used to do some magic, but it's one thing to have the squad, and it's another thing for you to go on and replicate what Guardiola did. So we're just going to watch what Maresca will do with this current Man City side that Guardiola has been using. So it's the same thing. It's kind of similar to the situation, right here with what's happening with Madugu. So I mean, unfortunately, he has to go because that's what it is. Nobody is nobody has monopoly of the job of the Super Eagles. It's not just job of Super Eagles. Any government job at all, any civil job, civil service. It's part of civil service because government pays you, right? And you're called upon to deliver. If you stop delivering, then obviously you're going to get the boots. It's nothing to be emotional about. It's really nothing to be emotional about. I have to give him credit because initially I thought he was fired by the NFF, but then I got to know that he actually resigned before he was fired. And then this evening, when the NFF released their own, when they tweeted theirs, they said that they didn't say they fired him, right? They said that they are asking with immediate effect of his backroom staff to step down. That means he had already stepped aside. So it was remaining his backroom staff who are left without any leader. Madugu, being their leader, has dropped his resignation. He left. So NFF now came this evening not knowing what to do, and they have all this bunch of staff who are just there waiting. So they now told them that they have to resign or they have to step down with immediate effect. So that's basically what is really happening right now. A lot of drama, a whole lot of drama happening right there at the Glass House in Abuja. And yeah, it's just really funny. It's really funny out there. It's really funny. But we hope that this change can actually bring about a a good thing for Nigerian football. A good thing for Nigerian football. I don't remember the last time we had this kind of drastic action happening within 24 hours in the glass house in the NFF and the NSC. It has never happened before. And 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 obviously, I mean, it had to happen now because we are at the rock bottom of our football. This is like the lowest we've been in a while. This is like the lowest we've been in a while. I cannot remember. You guys can tell me, do you remember a single year where our men are not in the World Cup? Our women are not going to be in the World Cup. Our under 20 not in the World Cup. Who else? Our under 17 not in the World Cup. Virtually every national team, we cannot say, okay, this is one national team that is doing well. Everything is just spiraling down, really. So I mean, it's just what needs to be done. It's what is happening right now is what is supposed to happen. Is what's supposed to happen. And kudos to Nigerians. Kudos to Nigerians who are there on social media, on all these platforms, bombarding these leaders, bombarding NFF, on their official socials. Really, because those also count for something. Because if Nigerians are not putting in all these efforts and really expressing themselves and expressing how badly the team has become and how badly our football is becoming, then it would surprise you that actions might not be taken. They will just relax and nobody will even be doing anything to try to correct what's happening. And where Nigerians had it, like where it filled to the brim, where the cup full for Nigerians now, when it just affect the Super Falcons. The moment where you affect Super Falcons, that's where everybody lost it. Because usually Super Falcons are they are like the untouchables in the national team, right? We all love them. Nigerians love them. Like if you're having a bad day, you just hear Super Falcons have a match, or Super Falcons has any kind of a engagement, you're just happy, right? Because even if you don't watch the match, even if you don't watch the match, you just know that Super Falcons are going to make you happy. When you see the score and you see that they are winning, these countries 5-0, 3-0, all of that. They've always known to perform beyond our expectations. So we love them naturally. Aside from the fact that they are all beautiful ladies, right? And they have the vibe, the charisma. When Super Falcons show up, you know that a team has actually shown up. And kudos to the foreign Super Falcons that they were able to bring to join the local ones as well. So we just love their doings, we love everything about them. And the fact that they are not doing well, the fact that they are having issues, the fact that the Super Falcons of Nigeria, who have dominated African football for I don't know how many decades, right? Started in I think 98, late 90s or so, up until this moment. We've won it. Just go and check the history of the African Cup of Nations winners. Super Falcons had always been there. Like we've been, you cannot count, like AFCON cannot be played 2, 3, 4 times. Where you not see Super Falcons winning it back to back. So we've always dominated. We've won it 10 solid times. 10 solid times. And to think that this time around, the ones that we didn't win it was either we went to semi-finals and were knocked out and we had to play the third place and we won the third place. So the ones we didn't win, we actually won like third place or finished fourth. So we are always known to go very far in every competition. So it's no fluke. This time around, something really happened to the girls. Something really happened to the girls. Forget the cameras, forget the social media, forget the Snapchat or whatever. Something fundamental really happened to the Super Falcons that prevented them from getting to that level that they usually get to. And it's not about the players. Trust me. It's definitely not about the players. We have the players who can do the work. We have the players who have been doing the work for the past how many years, right? So it's not about the players. So that's what's happening right now, guys. You guys can let me know what you think about the the situation at the Glass House with the NSC ordering NFF to step down um, with immediate effect for the next 3 months for them to try new people. And then the NFF, while they are stepping down, they are already on the ground. They are also commanding the staff of the Falcons, Super Falcons, to resign with immediate effect after the coach left them, having already tendered his resignation. So let me know what you think. You think is a good thing that's happening right now, and who do you want to see uh, being relinquished of him or her duty in the hierarchy of the Nigerian football at the top there, whether it's NFF or NSC, right? A lot of people, it's not just Ibrahim Gusso, a lot of people are also calling for the Secretary General to also be um, to also be fired, right? To also leave the office. Eguavon as well, technical committee. A lot of people are calling. How long? Some people are asking the question: how long is it like Eguavon? Is it like his birthright that is going to? He's the technical committee for how many years? Abi decades. You know. So these are little things that you might say is little, but they might actually have impact. They have impact. I'm sure of that. I'm not saying I have anything against Eguavon or Nigerians have anything against Eguavon. Eguavon is a legend. With all due respect, I respect him a lot because of what he did for the country, and I continue to respect him because he still brings out his time, brings out his idea, brings out his energy, brings out everything to still be in the national team to try to improve the national team. This is something that not a lot of ex internationals have done, right? So we have to give him the credit for that. So I will always respect Austin Guavon, but I mean, it's high time that we look for other people to put in these positions that matter so that we can start to see changes. Because if you're doing something repeatedly and you're not seeing changes, then obviously you have to change. You have to use another means or another, start from another, check out another perspective. Seriously, that's what we need to do, right? All these guys in key positions, they need to really step down so that we can get other people to get at the top and try to move our football forward. To be honest, another person is Shehu Diko as well, the NSC head. This man also is not escaping the call to quit or to resign. Nigerians do not want to really do not want anybody in this current regime, any of those leaders, any of those top to continue to run football in the country. So they are calling for all of them to for there to be a reshuffling, of this leadership, and then we have other people who can come and bring a new style to the national team for a change. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Uh, you guys can let me know what you think. Kingsley Ikenda on the comment section said NFF officials should all resign. There should be disbanding of current NFF. I absolutely agree with that submission there. There really should be a disbanding of this current NFF. It's been a long time we've been calling for this. It has to happen. It really, really has to happen. It has to happen. It has to happen. Then Abdul Rashid, Abdul Rashid, you're saying no even referees trained that are Nigerians. Very disgracing. That's another issue. But we can even leave the referee aside, right? What we care about right now is our football, the industry itself, the top guys there who are calling the shot. I think that's the most. If we get that aspect correct, if we get that aspect right, I think even the refereeing aspect and our league, right? Because referee improvement has to also go alongside the league. If we start to improve the league, we'll start to also improve the referees as well. So I think if we can get these people at the helm, if we can get it correctly, get new people who are able to handle the situation without bias, without corruption, purely on footballing principles and footballing reasons, then obviously we will start to see improvement in other aspects, including the referees and the league as well. And then Kingsley, he said there should be a house cleansing of the current FF's official. Like that's what it is. Samuel Eto'o is doing great with Cameroonian football. Yeah, Eto'o just recently, took his girls to win the WAFCON, and that's kudos to him. I said it in that video when I came live that Eto has really sacrificed a lot for the Cameroonian side, for the Cameroonian FA, right? He has done a lot. Forget about what you see in the media, because the media obviously try to paint him in a certain way. But the truth is, Samuel Eto is doing the work for Cameroon, and that's why we are seeing these improvements. It has started with their girls. Their men still have a long way to go, right? Because but they are improving. They are improving because if you check the last Nations Cup, you'd see that they didn't go as far as I think Samuel Eto'o would expect, but they're actually trying. They tried to some extent, and you can see the guys now, the caliber of players that they are getting, that they are attracting because of Samuel Eto'o's influence. The likes of Mbuemo. There's no way Mbuemo would have even agreed to represent Cameroon if it wasn't for Samuel Eto'o that convinced him. There are a bunch of other young stars and other top quality players that Eto'o brought to the to the team, and that's the same way Samuel Eto'o influenced the goalkeeper of the Cameroonian women's team, who just won the best goalkeeper of the tournament. Eto'o also was able to do that, which is why we are calling for, I don't know, because it seems like we are short on staff. We are short on qualified people to take over this job, right? So personally, for me, I think it would be a good time for our qualified ex-internationals, to step up and get the necessary credentials that they need, go to school or do whatever it is. If it's NFF that's going to fund it, or NSC fund their program, or however they want to do it, but at least let those ex-internationals who are serious to take up this role step up and get the qualifications. For those that don't have it, those that have it, they should be given these opportunities for them to perform, because it's easier for you to act if you played the game before and you know about the game, right? It's easier for you to administer the game, to be an administrator. But it's more difficult if you've never played football before and you're just sitting at the office wearing a agbada, traveling from one country to another, just like Ibrahim Gusso. They are always traveling. They are in the UK today. Tomorrow they are in Scotland. They are in Germany. They are in this. They are in that. I'm not saying it's not good to travel, to go and see Super Eagles play out, to go and do some official matters. I'm not saying it's not good. It's part of the job, but you have to know about football. It's not just traveling and maybe wasting money, wasting the country's money. After you travel, do all those things, we will not see anything in results. We are not able to qualify. The men will not qualify, women will not qualify. Then what's now all the need for wasting all these resources? Is it not better you give it to someone who knows football? So when you know that when they are traveling, they are actually traveling with a purpose. They are traveling. They are carrying out those some responsibilities that the travels are for. And when we do play matches, we actually see results. I think it would make more sense that way. But that's the gist. This live has obviously been very long. I don't know how many minutes now, but again, this is a big, 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 a big and explosive uh, event happening right now. News. Like, should I call it news? No longer news, because it has happened a few hours ago. It's still happening at the moment. So the uh, next couple of hours, or the next couple of days, is also going to be very interesting to see how. It's very funny to see how they finally settle themselves. The NSC doing Big Brother to the NFF. The NFF doing Big Brother to Super Eagles. That is the Super Falcons management, and also Super Eagles, because they also have that right over Super Eagles, Super Falcons, other different national teams, but they are scared of the NSC, right? The NSC is scared of the government. They are scared of Tinubu and the presidency, because they are answerable directly to them. And it's also funny, before I end, that a few days ago the NFF actually um, they actually empowered, or I should say set up a committee, a 6-man committee, as you can see on the screen. They called it a fact-finding committee, that they're tasked with the responsibility of investigating what is happening in Nigerian football, why the failure, why the heartbreaks, why the lack of results, with an emphasis on the Super Falcons and the fact that they did not qualify to the World Cup. So NFF set up this committee, as you can see, chairman by Ambassador Fanny Amun, MON, and then members Coach Ladamboso, Desire Akbaranoze, former player of Falcons, Mutu Adequadri, former player of Super Eagles, Dr. Alex Mana, and Malam Nasiru Saidi as secretary. Only for a few days later, NSC now told the NFF, you guys should step down. We no longer need your services anymore, at least for the next 3 months. Let's see how we are able to correct the things that you have spoiled. That's what the NSC told the NFF. So what will now happen to this fact-finding committee? Are they still going to be in work? Somebody should answer the question for me, please. I'm really confused. Are they still going to continue with their investigation? Will they be disbanded? I mean, is that English even correct? Will they be dissolved? Someone should really tell me, because NFF now appears to not have any power as it stands because NSC has removed the plug on them, right? So who will now be how will this fact finding committee even get paid? Would they even be would they be paid? Would they want to do the work free? Because their boss, the people that actually employ them or put assemble them together, have been told to step aside for 3 months. So it's really crazy. It's really crazy, guys. It's really, 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 really massive. What's happening right now at the NFF's office, right? But at the end of the day, we can just give all glory and all thanks to God, really, because um, a reformation is happening. I don't know what's I don't know. We don't know the extent of which is going to happen, right? But all we know is that we wanted something to happen, and it's happening right now. So we just keep praying for our country. We just keep praying for the national team and hope that uh, God is going to use this opportunity to flush out the bad people in that place and employ the good people that can actually come in and do the work for us and get us results and bring our beloved Super Eagles and Super Falcons back to where they need to be. All right, guys, I'm probably going to end the video here. Thanks for stopping by on the live. And of course, as more stories break, I'm going to definitely let you guys know on the channel. Make sure, please, if you're catching football Naijafoottv for the first time, uh, make sure to leave a subscribe. Make sure to hit the subscription button to follow me. If you like these kinds of news, of course, obviously you're here, so I take it that you like it. So leave me a like on the video and also subscribe to get this kind of content when I drop it on this channel. Thanks for watching and God bless all of you.